Hey there folks, Sparrows here, coach of the New England Eeveelutions, and this is week 3 of the IBL. We are up against Sven and his Uppsala Umbreons, link in the description to his stuff below. Before we start, I just want to apologize. My audio during the match got screwed up, so it's gonna be a kind of a weird, just static layout that I got going on this week. I'm not happy with my layout in general, it's kind of rushed. But yeah, this week, no face cam. It's just going to be post com. It's not actually that bad of a post com. I actually think this match is really, really good. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Jumping into the team prep and expectations. This week, we made some big trades. We traded out Keldeo for Cobalion. We traded out Slowking for Toxapex, and we traded out Steelix for Vanillux. We got rid of a lot of our type, what's the word? Repetition, and I'm really, really happy with the team that we ended up with. I am sad that we are missing Keldeo, but I'll pick up Keldeo at some other point in one of these leagues. So Sven's team, he's got Gmax Snorlax, he's got Excadrill, as you know, is an MVP. He's got Volcarona, which is crazy. Hatterene, Mandibuzz, Gigalith, Dusknoir, Thwackey, Boltund, Poliwrath, and Dragalge. Now, looking at his team, I think we are going to probably see the Excadrill, we're going to see the Snorlax, we're going to see the Volcarona. Those are all key members of his team. If he wants to outspeed us, he's going to need to bring his Gigalith, and I actually also think he's going to bring his Boltund. So his team, in my eyes, is going to probably look something like this. I think we're going to see the Mandibuzz, because the Mandibuzz does prevent us from running like a Choice Scarf Flygon, for instance. So our team, real quick, we got Sableye, we got Toxapex, we got Flygon and Tangrowth, and then Gmax Cinderace. So the Regenerator core this week, the physical member of our core is going to be Tangrowth, and the special Regenerator is going to be Toxapex. Toxapex does survive against Hatterene if he wants to bring Hatterene with our especially defensive build, I believe. Unless he's got some investment to it, I think we're good. We can survive at least one hit and retaliate with a knockoff. Heavy duty boots on the Cinderace. Cinderace is carrying High Jump Kick, Pyro Ball, Iron Head, and Sucker Punch, since we're not bringing our Psychic Terrain. Our Flygon is Choice Banded with actually no Earthquake, just because I don't need Earthquake to secure my Okos. So we're bringing U-Turn to U-Turn out on these guys. We're bringing First Impression to do some damage against his Hatterene if he chooses to bring his Hatterene, or we just need that extra boost because he outspeeds us with Sand, or we just need to claim that kill on the Boltund. We are carrying Close Combat for the Snorlax and the Gigalith, and then I believe we are carrying Rockfall or Rock Slide for the Volcarona and the Mandibuzz. Then we have our Vanillux, and our Vanillux is Nevermelt Ice. I went back and forth whether I wanted Life Orb or not, but I ultimately decided I wanted to keep our longevity as a priority. So we're bringing Nevermelt Ice, just like a standard sort of Vanillux set. We are running mostly hit point invested, because I really didn't see a point in investing in speed against his lineup. I am a few points below Excadrill, and Excadrill is going to outspeed us anyway, so I figured it'd be better if we just invested in damage and hit points. So we got a bulky special attacker wall breaker there, and then our Sableye is carrying Encore Will-O-Wisp for the Volcarona mostly, but then also for Excadrill and Snorlax to really shut them down. So without further ado, let's get into the match. Hope you guys enjoy. I think it's a good one. Take care. So we see in team preview here that he does not bring the Boltund, which is great news for me, because that means nothing in his team naturally outspeeds Rabscuttle or Haboob, our Cinderace and our Flygon respectively. Obviously, he's bringing Sandrush on his Excadrill, so we do have to beware of that. So that's his way of outspeeding us. Outside of Trick Room, because obviously stuff like Dragalge, stuff like Hatterene, stuff like Snorlax all great Trick Room mons. Gigalith also does a great job in Trick Room. So we're probably going to see Trick Room early to mid game, and then a Cinderace towards late game. We're going to lead with Haboob, our Flygon. If he goes for Gigalith, we can go close combat and hopefully bring it down to its sturdy, and then, take it out before Excadrill really has the chance to do anything to us in Sand Rush, thanks to swapping out to our new member, Vanillix. We also have a Choice Banded U-Turn. Once again, we outspeed everything on his team with Flygon as well. So we can U-Turn out and get a sort of read on what he wants to start with. So here the battle begins. Good luck, Sven. Number 420. I'm number 21. I just like the number 21. There's something about the number 2 next to the number 1, but before it, that is really just fascinating to me. I don't know why. It's not like a drinking thing. It's just like, I really like that number. So yeah, he leads his Hatterene, and I'm really curious. I'm going to risk the Dazzling Gleam, because I want to know how much damage a First Impression does. In my mind, it has to do at least 80%. So Choice Band and First Impression on a Flygon versus a Hatterene, only 50%. He goes for Trick Room, which makes sense. I thought this was a defensive Hatterene because of that. No, that's just the damage it does. I think Golisopod has spoiled me for First Impression damage. Now I'm predicting he's going to go for a Dazzling Gleam. Now these guys Trick Room up. So we're going to make the swap into Spinelli, our new member of our team, Toxapex. One of the new members of our team, that is. So predicting the Dazzling Gleam, we correctly predict it. I don't know why this thing isn't a Moonblast. I guess because it would be way too powerful. It should get Moonblast, though. We eat the Dazzling Gleam very, very well. This is because we are also a specially defensive Toxapex this week. Now I'm predicting the Psychic, so we're gonna play Hopscotch, or the Hokey Pokey rather. Yeah, Hokey Pokey is a better term for this. And we're gonna swap into Sableye here, predicting the Psychic attack. And then also we're gonna stall out some turns of Trick Room. The longer we can stall out Trick Room, the better. So we go to Gizmo. Oh, now Gizmo is really great for our team. Gizmo can do a lot of things. It can Will-O-Wisp. It can Encore. So I'm going to click Encore here, totally forgetting, because I'm a huge bonehead. This thing has Magic Bounce, so it does nothing. We get lucky, and they choose to nuzzle us instead of going for the straight Dazzling Gleam, which is really lucky. And paralysis on Gizmo isn't the worst thing in the world. We can still Will-O-Wisp the Excadrill. We can still Encore the Snorlax into Belly Drum or Curse. So I'm not too worried, but we have to make a 50-50 play here. Do we swap into our Toxapex predicting the Dazzling Gleam, or do we stay in Gizmo predicting the Psychic move? Ultimately, I'm deciding, hey, we're going to stay in, we're going to go for a knockoff. Hopefully we can connect it, but nope, the Dazzling Gleam comes through. I'm actually surprised that we were faster, even with paralysis in Trick Room. I'm surprised that we didn't go first. But yeah, we made the wrong 50-50 call, and he's able to knock us out with a Dazzling Gleam. We're gonna go back into Hoob. We know that at the very least a First Impression will OHKO at this range. So yeah, I think we're gonna see a swap here on his end. So we're just gonna go for a Banded U-Turn. Preserving the Hatterene is big for him because he does want something that can just deal with the Toxapex in one foul swoop. So we're going to use our Banded U-Turn, and let's see what we have to switch out into as we wait for him to decide whether he wants to give up his pink or not. I think at this point it shows that we are banded. I'm sure he ran the calc on the First Impression and he knows that we're banded. So debating whether he can trap me in a banded First Impression or not, I think was probably what he was thinking about. We U-turn on his Dragalge, which does a good chunk of damage. And we're going to go into Tillamook, our other new member of our team. Tillamook named after the ice cream cheese brand, the dairy brand. I've been in love with these Tillamook ice cream sandwiches. I've had way too many of them in the past 3 weeks. It's so hot in Los Angeles. And they're so delicious too. So yeah, of course Tillamook is going to be the namesake of my new member. Now here, I'm thinking he's probably going to swap into his Snorlax, which has to be, because of Cinderace, because of Tillamook, has to be thick fat. So I'm going to make the call, and I'm going to go into our Flygon, expecting the Snorlax. He goes for Draco Meteor, which I'm actually super surprised by. I thought at the very least he'd go for Fire Blast or Flamethrower, but no, he just goes straight for Draco Meteor damage, and our over-prediction causes us to lose our Choice Band Flygon, which is huge for us because we also lose our ground immunity, which means he can bring in his Gigalith, he can bring in his Excadrill, and just start firing off Earthquakes. This is definitely a turning point in the match. Losing Haboob was bad for us. I'm very, very surprised that he went for Draco Meteor there. We're gonna go back into Tillamook and just, if he's gonna stay in, he's gonna eat a Blizzard, is where I'm at this point. So we're just gonna drop a Blizzard and take out this thing. I asked him why, and he said he didn't think Dragalge really had a point in the match, so he was just sacking Dragalge. And he got lucky and went for damage. And then I, of course, went into the one thing that was super effective weak to his Draco Meteor. It is what it is. We do go for our Blizzard here, and it does a clean 50% to Gigalith, which is great. But I'm going to swap out because obviously I want to have this thing around to take out his Sand if I need to take out his Sand. So we are going to go into Tangrowth here. Tangrowth is physically defensive, so if he wants to go for an Earthquake, if he wants to go for Stone Edge, we can eat it. We can eat it. There we go. We make the swap. We go into Rhodey. We'll take a little bit of Sand damage, but I actually found that Sand and Hail damage isn't the worst thing for my team, just because I have that Regenerator Core. So he goes for Rocks, which obviously isn't great for Tillamook, but because we are heavy-duty boots, our Cinderace doesn't really mind. I'm going to go for a Leech Seed here, predicting him either to swap or to test out our spread. We missed the Leech Seed, which, pain in the butt. And he goes for a Toxic, and now we have our wall on our timer. So this turn in general, very, very bad. I think we definitely are on the wrong foot at this part of the match. And what's going through my head is, oh no, we are going to get 6-0'd, 5-0'd again. It's just, I don't want that to happen. It's always, I really believe in this team, and to see it get like so utterly obliterated is not only a hit to the ego, but it makes you worried about about how your team built. Because I think this team is actually really strong now that we've made the swap into Toxapex and Vanillix. So he goes for a swap. I'm just going, I believe, for a Power Whip. Yeah. Thinking if he wants to stay in the Gigalith, I'll take it out. If he wants to try to go into Excadrill, I'll do some damage. I just want to do damage at this point. And he makes the right prediction and goes into Dragalge here, and we do absolutely nothing to it. But Dragalge can't really do anything to Spinelli, so we're going to go into our especially defensive wall, the partner of our Regenerator Core. We're going to see what the worst thing he can do is. I don't think Dragalge gets a Psychic move. If it did, I think we'd be a little bit worried. But he just goes straight up for a Sludge Wave, which we, that's breakfast, lunch, and dinner right there. That is nothing. And we're getting some chip damage off on his Dragalge. Admittedly, from him, he doesn't really care if he has his Dragalge at this point. But we're gonna do what we're gonna do. So I wanna stall out Sand turns. So we're gonna actually check, I believe right now. Yeah, we're gonna check to see how many Sand turns he has left, because obviously Excadrill is a big threat to Spinelli here. I'm going to go for a Scald. If he goes into Excadrill, hopefully we can get a burn. He stays in, he goes for Draco Meteor. Despite being a specially defensive wall, this does a lot of damage. I'm very impressed with that Draco. Now his Dragalge is neutered by the Draco Meteor, but that does some clean damage. And we're lucky we get the burn off. And now this thing is getting chipped down by burn, it's getting chipped down by sand. It's -2 special attack down on a specially defensive wall. We're in a good spot, at least for this Dragalge right now. I decide I really want to stall up these sand turns, so I'm going to go for Baneful Bunker here. And let's see what we deny, and we deny his flip turn. So he's just being whittled down. Poor Dragalge. Seeing that he wants to go for flip turn, and seeing that he's at -2, I'm thinking we might be able to live a Draco. I'm going to risk it, and I'm going to go for recover here. I think he just wants to go for flip turn. Obviously, we could probably go into Tangrowth, but recover is a better move for our Toxapex because we're just going to get more health back than if we relied on a regenerator. So it does a grand total of 2 damage with burn to our Toxapex. And he has to decide what he wants to go into, but because Sand ends this turn and because we have our Black Sludge recovery, our Toxapex goes from 30 to about 75%. Yeah, so that's like 15% to 75%, which is great. We do waste all his sand turns right now, but now, of course, he can set them back up. But we do have our Tillamook to sort of deal with that. Now, I have to decide, do I want to get rid of Toxapex here? I don't. Just being frank, I don't want to get rid of Toxapex. So we're going to go into Tillamook. My thinking is we can live a Psychic, and then we can retaliate with a Blizzard and hopefully take this thing out. He does opt to not go for damage and go for Trick Room here after we get our Snow Warning up. Yep, so there's the Trick Room again. So it kind of looks like he's setting up for his Snorlax to try to rampage through our team. Now, I'm going to hit Blizzard because, you know, Blizzard is the move to click. If he wants to go into Snorlax, he goes into Snorlax, you know? But he chooses to stay in, seeing how much damage he can do with Psychic, whittling this down to 27. And we go for Blizzard. And we are not being 6-0'd. And this is... whew! Okay. You know, at this point, I've kind of resigned myself to a loss. But we're not going to be 6-0'd. And there's still a chance for us to pull through, and I'm going to take it. So, here, I'm going to go into Roadie, our defensive wall. We can Rocky Helmet, some chip damage on the Snorlax. We can hopefully Leech Seed recovery on Snorlax. Leech Seed would be huge off of Snorlax. And then also, I want to get a knockoff on this Snorlax. Because of the way that Gmax Snorlax works, getting rid of its berry is a big deal. He goes for Belly Drum, and now we're staring down the barrel of a +6 Trick Room Snorlax, who, you know, has pretty much all of his health. We do have some chip. He's sitting at 75. Now I think because Tangrowth is so bulky, we're okay, and we can just go for a knockoff and get rid of that berry, so that we don't have to worry about him Gmax replenishing over and over and over and over again on us. So we're gonna go for the knockoff. He's gonna Gmax here. And I'm gonna wait for him to decide to Gmax. There we go. He Gmaxes. And there we go. I'm actually going to count this a little bit. So there's a slight chance we live this after looking at the calcs. It's 92 minimum. Yeah, we just absolutely get demolished. I thought the crit mattered, but now looking at the calcs, it doesn't. So, very afraid of this thing. I don't know what to do against it. Our only option really is the stall out Trick Room turns with Spinelli here. So we're gonna go into Spinelli, because gosh damn it, I will not be 5-0'd again. I will not. We're gonna go into Spinelli, and we are gonna click Haze, because I don't want to deal with a belly drum Snorlax. Not today. We are slower in Trick Room, which is great, and we are able to eliminate his stat bonuses. So he goes for a Quake here, and it's not gonna kill us, because guess what? Now you're a wimpy +0 Snorlax. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You can't hurt us. So Trick Room is over, which means the Snorlax is faster, but he's still got one more turn of this G-Max going on. I'm gonna Baneful Bunker. I'm gonna try to really burn out as many turns as I can with this guy, hoping that maybe after he G-Maxes, I can Haze and stop him from running another Belly Drum on us. So we Baneful Bunker here, stalling out his G-Max turns, and he goes for Quake. And it doesn't kill us. It doesn't. In hindsight, I think maybe I should have just let Snorlax take out Toxapex here anyways, because he would be... Like, ultimately, I think it kind of makes... It's the better play, because then I can go straight into Cinderace against this Snorlax and not have to worry about him potentially belly drumming here. So the big decision, does he belly drum or does he go for damage? If he goes for damage, he takes out Toxapex. Belly drums, we gotta worry about, the belly drum and Snorlax. So I'm gonna go Haze, I believe, because I really don't want a belly drum up. And I want to keep this thing around, but at this point, I gotta sack it. So, do I go for Scald? Do I go for Haze? Scald or Haze? 30 seconds left. Sparrows, what do you choose? I think I choose Haze. I would hope I chose Haze. I chose Scald. Interesting. He just goes for damage, so it doesn't actually matter. I guess I was really hoping the burn would benefit us, bring him down to range where a G-Max Knuckle could take out Snorlax. Taking out you have to stall out Snorlax's G-Max turns, because it is just way too fat with double the hit points to kill it. And then with its berry recovery, it's a pain in the butt. So we're going into Rabscuttle here, our final stand. I actually think, we might be able to pull this off with Rabscuttle, which is kind of crazy. Cinderace is so good. Now, I'm not going to G-Max this first turn, just because I know we can take out Snorlax with a high jump kick. I don't think we can take out Snorlax with a G-Max Knuckle, and all we do need is for this to connect. And it does, and then we don't have to worry about Snorlax. And now we also have 3 Dynamax turns to hopefully deal with Excadrill. Because the big concern at this point is, if he gets a Sandrush Excadrill out on us, outside of G-Max, we will die. And running off the assumption that he's Banded, right? Banded or Life Orb, any damage from Excadrill is going to be big on Cinderace. And we will be able to eat it if we are Gigantamax. So, yeah. He makes the clear play into Giggles, his Gigalith here, getting that Sandstream up, setting up for his Excadrill to murder us. Now, here I'm thinking, okay, so we know we have to survive Excadrill, so we're going to Dynamax and use Iron Head to get some defense boosts. The more defense boosts I can get up, the less I'm afraid of Excadrill. He makes a swap He's sacking his Dragon G here. I don't blame him. We're gonna Gigantamax, and here's the giant fireball wizard himself. Oh, Rapskull, the G-Max Cinderace, the crowd goes wild, but they can't see because it's insane. Wah, 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 wah. So we're gonna go for G-Max Steel Spike. There it is. Of course, that kills, and we get a defense boost, which is nice. Very, very, very nice. Now we're, I think, 3-2. The prospect of losing is a lot less, soul destroying at this point, which is great. He's really taking his time deciding how he's gonna tackle my Cinderace, because my Cinderace can, at this point, my Cinderace can sweep him. And he's still thinking about it. Now I think the correct play is probably he's either gonna sack his Volcarona or his Excadrill, is kind of where he's at. He goes into his Excadrill. I'm gonna just go for G-Max Fireball. I think the correct move here is for him to swap, but he's gonna see how much damage it does. We do have that boosted defense, so it doesn't do much. And we're gonna go in for the Fireball, and we're gonna annihilate him. There's no way. There's no way. Maybe if he was Focus Sashed. So right now we are sitting pretty. He's got that Gigalith, which isn't going to do anything to us, and he's also got Volcarona. So he goes into Gigalith to stall out our G-Max turns, and we are going to go for another Steel Spike. Honestly, I think maybe I probably should have gone for G-Max Knuckle here, and that would have secured the victory outside of rolls. But we go for G-Max Steel Spike, and now we're in the lead, 2-1. And Rapskull has great defense. Not that it matters for the Volcarona that comes in here. Now the big question that sort of we had after this match is, was I in Blaze Range or not? And I believe it turns out that I am in Blaze Range, because he said that his Volcarona can survive a Pyro Ball from us at this range, because he did do the math that we were heavy duty boots, and our high Pyro Ball connects, and because we're in Blaze Range, it does kill. Thank you for sand. Looks another reason why hail is not a problem for my team. Bringing my Cinderace into Blaze Range means I can just murder anything I want to murder. I don't know how we pulled that out of our back pocket. Obviously, G-Max Cinderace is just so good. And yeah, we are able to steal that victory away from the clutches of defeat. We got lucky by hitting our Pyro Balls. We got lucky by hitting our high jump kick. I'm feeling good with our new team. I think Vanillux and Toxapex are both great decisions for this team, and I'm very excited to see how far they'll take us. Anyways, guys, thank you for listening to me ramble. I hope you enjoyed the match. I think this was a really good match. And until next time, take care. Oh, wait, before I say it, check out Sven, link in the description below. All right, guys, take care.